Welcome to Comfy Hour number 2. This is part 2. So, I left off about the box with God damn it, the brain bleed. Alright, so the reason why I think it's better to actually know combat training, regardless of what it is, whether it's BJJ, Kung Fu, Wing Chun, Karate, Shaolin Ryu, Jiu Jitsu, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu as well. I already said that, but anyway, Kinpo, um, Kali, Shikima. I'm saying it wrong. Um, Krav Maga, Capoeira, etc., etc. And here's the thing: a lot of people swear by whatever martial art is their favorite. All right, I'm not as guilty of it as I used to be, but I will always say Kung Fu is better than karate because I do Kung Fu. Now, if I did more karate, I would probably be the opposite. But there isn't too many people who don't favor one martial art style or another. I know you're thinking, what does that have to do with anything? Because you brought up, is it better to know how to fight with the weapon or to be the weapon? But see, if you are the weapon, then fighting with the weapon will come hand and foot, versus when you are just trained with a weapon versus no actual combat fighting. Now, I said this because the simple fact is, there are a lot of motherfuckers out here. They can work a weapon like it's nobody's business, but can't fight their way out of a wet paper bag with holes in it. You know, there's a lot of people out here who can fight and can still get their ass kicked. It's just a matter of preparation and also a matter of luck. What did you do the night before the fight? How was your training camp? Did you even have a training camp? Did you just pull a Goku and go into a hyperbolic chamber for 24 hours, which gives you a whole year of training? You know, I had to throw that in there. But you know, your training is very important. If you don't train every fucking day, take a little time off. This is how I see it. I'm going to be pissing off a lot of professionals right now. The way I see it, if I'm training every day and I got to fight in a month, um, that last week of that month of training, I'm not training. All right? I'm explaining why and get back on topic. All right, so let's say I got to fight in 60 days. It is now June. Let's just give an imaginary date. Fuck that. It's June the 9th. All right? So in 60 days from now, my fight will be in September. All right? So from this moment, when I get up on the 10th, the 11th, the 12th, I'm going to train. Now, I'm not going to do any weight training. All right? Because I am legally not allowed to lift weights because of my hip. But I can compensate by working the muscles harder and doing isokinetics. That's where you tighten your muscles as you do that. So if I'm doing push-ups and I just tighten up my arms, I'm doing push-ups. So I am weightlifting just my weight. All right? Same thing with the legs. I'm squeezing the cheeks. I'm doing everything. I'm tightening up my muscles as I contract and I come back and I contract and I come back. Now, very few of us can actually do that. I have issues with my legs trying to do it. But when I do squats, I can try to squeeze and it doesn't always work. But with my arms, I can definitely do it this way, isokinetically, and I can tighten all this stuff up. Now, why am I not going to train come September? Let's say 90 days from September the 9th is September 21st. It's not accurate. I suck at math. But come the beginning of September, I done trained June, July, and August. And I done trained every day. With no rest time, I'm getting that fight and getting my ass beat. Now, let's say I train for the next 3 months to get to that point. But I train Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Sleep Saturday and Sunday. Back on the grind Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We got to add my diet. My diet has to be right, you know. So let's just say I stay off of red meat. I stay on lean meats like chicken and fish. But I don't like fish, so I'm mostly just going to eat chicken. So, and I eat healthy. I train hard. I train my abs. I train everything a different day of the week. So let's say Monday is arms day. I spend all Monday on arms. Whether I'm doing the weights or the push-ups or I'm punching the bag. Alright? Then after I get through all that, me and my training partner, before the night is through, we're going to roll a couple of rounds. Just because I'm going to need to make sure that my arms can handle the resistance. Now, the other important thing I'm going to do. Let's say I train from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. all damn day. at 3 p.m. when I start eating my dinner or whatever, there's gonna be a video of the guy I'm fighting. I'm gonna study every ounce of his body mechanics from 3 p.m. while I'm eating until 6 p.m. I'm gonna take a shower. I'm gonna go to bed, you know, because I want adequate sleep. So let's say I go to bed at 6 p.m. and I'm up at 6 a.m. I got too much sleep. So I'm going to have to alter that. So now I go to bed at 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got my 8 hours. All right. So now that I've adjusted that, because you know that first week is your adjustment period. After you do that, after you get your adjustment straight, now Tuesday is leg day. So after I do all the leg pumps I'm going to do, take that break, eat that lunch, get back at it, I'm going to start kicking the bags. After I'm done kicking the bags, me and my sparring partner, training partner, punching bag, we're going to do what we need to do to work my legs. I'm repeating this because Monday was arms, Tuesday was legs. Wednesday is hump day, so I'm going to work my main weakness, which is my gut. I'm going to do setups and push-ups because you can't overtrain them supposedly. So I'm going to do setups, crunches, Russian twists. I'm going to work my abs until I can't. Stretch out, take a break, work them some bitches some more. Now, if I'm training with the right person, and if I'm training in Kung Fu or if I'm training in Muay Thai, then I'm going to an iron body the shit. They're going to keep hitting me so that I can build up a tolerance to pain. So I can't build up a tolerance to pain in my neck, but I can build up a tolerance to pain in my chin. So if I'm going to work the abs, we're going to go a couple of rounds. I'm going to instruct my instructing partner to tag me in the face a few times with mouthpiece in mouth just to make sure that I got my shit straight. All right, so that way I know I can take a hit. All right, because God knows you don't want to pay $60 for a ticket and I go down in the first round and I'm hurt and I can't get back up. Now, again, I got 60 some odd days to get this shit straight. So after that's done, rest, get shit straight, ice it up if ice works for you, heat if it doesn't. Ice doesn't work for me, so I'm not going to do anything because I don't know what heat will do other than my back pain. Heat helps my back pain most of the time. So I'm gonna do what I need to do to heal, rinse, and repeat. So when it comes to that 60 days and it's time for me to get that fight on, I'm going to do everything that prevents me from losing that fight, which means I'm going to train my ass off. All right? Because that's what athletes have to do. And there's still a good chance, even after I put all that work in, I could still get my ass kicked. It might not be the first round. It might be the first round. It just might be something that I did that went wrong. You have to understand that. And this is why I said, if we're both fighters, we're both weapons. We don't have the weapon. We are the weapons. It's going to come down to conditioning. It's really going to come down to conditioning and skill set. That's it. Because you have to think about, all right, if you have a bow staff and I have a bow staff and we both spring the bow staff breaks. So now we have short sticks. We're kenpoing or kaliing the shit out of that, round, until somebody gets one. But see, those fights are street fights. In an environmental setting where it's controlled, it's just going to go rounds until one of us goes down or one of us taps out, So I'll probably pass out before I tap out, but you never know. And some people think it's better to pass out instead of tapping out. I say since I've never really had a professional fight, I wouldn't know which was better or which was worse. I think I would rather pass out because that means I didn't quit. It means my body quit. You don't have to agree with that. A lot of people won't. But because sometimes your body will quit. You might not quit, but your fucking body just might quit. It's nothing that you can really do to prevent that shit from happening other than have good conditioning. Now, if you tough as nails, you tough as nails. And you might be able to pull a rabbit out your hat. And then it also depends on the ref. The ref might look at you and just think, nah, this motherfucker's not going to make it. And ring the bell. Throw in a towel, might do something, And if the ref makes that decision, that's not your decision, that's the ref's decision. So technically, you're not at fault. But it's still going to come as a loss on your record. So you have to remember these things. Now, like I said, if all you know is how to use weapons, you don't have a full grasp of martial arts. You just have a grasp of, okay, so this is how the bow staff work. I got my arm times the staff, and I got great defense and great offense. If he can't get through my defense, then he's not going to be able to protect against my offense. which in many cases is true, and in many cases you'll be surprised, because sometimes just because I can't get through your defenses, your offense might not be all that great. So if I'm attacking you and you blocking everything I throw, I got to switch the game up. I got to make you fight my fight. So I got to fade back and figure out somehow or another to get you to fuck up. All right? And doing that, it doesn't matter how good you are with that bow staff. If I get that bow staff from you and break that son of a bitch, now I have a stick too. All right? Now my bow staff skills might be equally to yours. The only difference was at the beginning of this fucking fight, I didn't have a weapon. You brought the weapon to a fight. I broke it, and now I have a weapon. Better case scenario, you bring the weapon to the fight, and I just take that bitch. You swing, and I lock, and I just snatch the bitch from under you, and now I got your bow staff. But you don't have the training to protect yourself from this bow staff. You only have the training to protect yourself from people who don't have a bow staff or who have other weapons. Because again, this can be a thing. There are people who have only took weapon martial arts and don't know how to fight at all. But when they got that weapon in their hand, they fucking unbeatable. There are cases, go look for them. There are cases, they do exist. There are people who have never taken a martial art, hand-to-hand martial art, but they know how to work a bow staff like it's nobody's business. Alright? As long as they got that bow staff in hand, you're not going to fuck with them. Or you're going to fuck with them, but it's a high chance that you might get your ass beat trying to get to them. But if you're better at that weapon than they are because you've had both combat training as well as weapons training, then you may be able to take that weapon from them and beat their ass, which is why I always tell people a weapon is an advantage that can be taken from you at any time. Do not ever, under any circumstances, bring a weapon to a fight, because you don't know what the other person knows. And that's the major point of this video. You do not know what the other person knows. And if you could read their minds, then you would be able to beat them easily. If you could read their moves, you would be able to beat them easily. But most of us are humans, so we can't. You don't live in the 616. You don't live in the Marvel multiverse. So you are just like they are. And until that first swing is swung, or that first hit is connected, you won't know what you're capable of doing. Especially if you received a hit and can't get back up. Then you're fair game for the guy beating your ass. You know? And just think, if you can't fight at all, but you brought that weapon and you fucked up and he took it, now he has your weapon and he has your life in his hand. Point being made is really simple. You need to be well-rounded in martial arts. Having bow staff skills or combat skills are great. They work better together than apart. If you only have weapon skills, my advice to you is to start taking combat skills. Because if your teacher can only teach you weapons, they may have never been in combat. They may have just been like weapons experts, so they can show you how to work the weapon. They can use that shit for show. But if they never had to confront somebody with a weapon, then they're going to have a problem. Alright? Now, like I said, I'm fluent in certain shit. Am I ace with that shit? Y'all see me drop the bow staff all the fucking time, so hell no. Can I use the bow staff against somebody else who has a bow staff? Yes. If that person is better than me, are they going to beat my ass? Yes. But see, here's the thing. They're not going to beat my ass without a fight. So, as long as my blocking game is good and I can draw them in and they can make a mistake, I got a fighting chance. Now, if my blocking game sucks, I'm already done. First hit, I'm probably going to sleep. If you see it coming and you block it, then you're good. But if you don't see it coming and you swing and they contact before you contact, you're going to sleep. Now, understand this, that any weapon is an instrument of destruction. Alright? Even a human weapon is an instrument of destruction. A lot of people don't believe what I say can be possible. But I'm going to tell you, to be honest, it is very possible that some people only took weapon martial arts. So they could be aces with all the weapons. They can be aces with any weapon in the martial art field and still get their ass kicked. And it's no different than if you were an ace in the martial art field, but you don't know anything about weapons, and somebody who comes along who's an ace with a weapon can beat your ass. It's a double-edged sword. So my advice as I end this video is really quite simple. Be well-rounded in your hand-to-hand combat. Get acquainted with weapons. You don't have to be well-rounded in them, but get acquainted with weapons, because the God-honest truth is this. If you bring a weapon to a fight, and you're fighting someone who has both physical hand-to-hand combat skills, which means they're good with their hands, their forearms, their elbows, their their knees, their feet, you have a problem. And if they get that weapon away from you, and you don't know how to use your hands, your forearms, your elbows, your knees, and your feet, you're going to find that it's very easy for you to get your ass beat when you have been disarmed. So get well-rounded in both, but be proficient in hand-to-hand. And a lot of people are going to be like, nah, you can't do that. Don't be proficient in hand-to-hand. I'm going to end this video here. Where do you live? In what city and what state is it legal for you to walk around with a goddamn majestic spear? Just everyday life where you're walking around with a majestic spear and nobody's saying anything to you. No cops, no teachers, no nobody. You know, where are you at? Because I need to move there. Because if I can walk around with commas all day, and commas are very deadly, if I can walk around with tonfas all day and not get harassed by cops or anything, because I'm not teaching anybody how to use them, I'm just fucking carrying them because I can, I need to move there. Tonfas are lethal too. Don't mistake tonfas. Don't mistake any wooden weapon to not be as lethal as a steel weapon. All weapons are deadly. Just depends on who the fuck's holding them. That being said, I am Echo Fang Grey Wolf. Thank you for giving me 16 minutes of your time. Be seeing you.